I mean, like, I cared more about Paul Rudd's character than Leslie Mann's character. Leslie Mann's character I just found really annoying, and I just couldn't take her. I mean, there's a moment in Knocked Up where Katherine Heigl's calling up Seth Rogen, and she says, "Hey, Debbie thinks that Pete's cheating on her. You think that's true?" And he goes, "No, I believe it." She goes, "Why?" He goes, "Because Debbie's a pain in the ass and Pete's awesome." Like, that was funny. I like that. And we just have more of that in this, and there are a couple funny scenes in this movie that I did like. There's one scene that I do remember that is so funny, I can so relate to it, is when Leslie Mann goes in with her two daughters, who are her and Judd Apatow's kids, and who aren't bad actresses, by the way, they're pretty good. She goes in, and they're listening to, like, Lady Gaga or some shit like that, I don't know, and it's really poppy, and they're dancing to it, and Paul Rudd comes in, and he plays some music from, like, the 70s, and it's, like, a guy on an acoustic guitar, and they're like, "Oh, this is so depressing. It's depressing music." And he's like, "What are you talking about? This is classic. It's way better." And she's like, "Pete, turn it off. It's really bad." And he turns it off, and he's like, "Sometimes I wish just one of you had a dick." Like, that was good. That was funny. I laughed to that. That was pretty good. Melissa McCarthy's cameo in this is so funny. Yeah, I loved her in this. She was really good. She was good, especially when they talk to the principal about her son beating up. Who does look I think they went out of their way to make him look like Justin Bieber. But aside from that, it's really dull. I just find it really boring. It's just life with them. I mean, once in a while there will be a couple of good moments there. I was hoping that Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl would make a cameo appearance. I wish they would come back because Jason Segel comes back in this, for a couple scenes. I think he's Leslie Mann's yoga instructor or something. I don't know, but yeah, we got him back. I was hoping we would get Jonah back or someone, but they don't come back. The only time they mention Seth or Catherine is when Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann are laying in bed. He says, "Hey, I got these pot cookies from Ben a few months ago." That's it. That's the only time they bring up those characters. But that's it. I was hoping we would get like I was hoping they would show up to the birthday party with the kid looking like a couple of years older. That would have been interesting. But the movie. It felt like forever. This movie, it went on way too long, and I don't know. It had a couple of good moments in it. It knew what it was trying to get across, and I will say that definitely. But when you get down to it, the movie for me was just, I don't know, man. It just felt really long, and I didn't laugh a lot at it. I was just checking my watch all the time, like, "Oh, is this over? Yeah, is this over? Is this over?" And I heard that there was some Oscar talk about Leslie Mann, who was going to get nominated or something. I didn't believe that for a minute. I thought she was just doing the same old thing that she did in Knocked Up, which she was, only more of it this time. And her character is so annoying. I will say that the only funny thing I got from her character from Knocked Up was the scene when she's outside the club with Katherine Heigl, and and the guy, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, "You're a doorman. Doorman! Doorman!" I think I might watch Knocked Up after this. I just love that movie so much. But yeah, this is 40. I'm sorry. I just, it was kind of in between. But if I had to pick a list to put it on, whether I liked it or didn't like it, I put didn't like, because throughout most of the movie, I was just bored, and I'm sorry. It wasn't for me, this movie. It just wasn't. A few good moments, but aside from that, nothing much. And the number one movie that I didn't like this year is That's My Boy. When Jack and Jill came out, the Adam Sandler comedy, okay, I didn't see it. The world hated it. The only good thing about that movie, from almost everybody, was the fact that Al Pacino was in the movie. That's it. I haven't seen Jack and Jill, considering it wasn't on the worst of 2011 video that I made last year. But after seeing That's my boy. I don't think it's worse than Jack and Jill considering what I've heard, but it's down there. It's really down there. I cannot recall one funny moment from this movie. I can't recall liking one character from this movie. Okay. Here's the thing. When the movie trailer for this film came out, I wanted to see this. It looked like Sandler had maybe learned his lesson after Jack and Jill, but no. Okay, for those of you who have seen this, you've probably pretty much made up your mind whether you like this movie or not. I do not like this, and I watched this on demand with my parents, okay, and I was truly embarrassed watching it with my parents. I mean, even if I would have rather watched this movie by myself. In fact, no. I'd rather not have seen this movie at all, because it really... Okay. My dad left the room like a half hour into this movie saying it wasn't funny. And I said, well, give it a shot. Maybe it'll get there. No, it doesn't get funny at all. Okay. Here's the plot of this movie, because you probably all know the plot of this movie, but I'm going to tell you anyway, okay? Because we got to go through this just to analyze it. Adam Sandler, I don't even remember his name in the movie because, again, his character is so bland and ungodly annoying. But I'm just going to call him, but screw it, you're just going to call him Adam Sandler anyway. So, Adam Sandler is a 13-year-old boy, I think, and he gets molested by his teacher, his hot female teacher, and she gets pregnant. Okay, here's the thing. That remotely is not even funny. I did not laugh at all. Just by that, because that is pretty much the first 20 minutes of the movie, is him getting molested. And it's not just one time. Like, he doesn't knock her up after she molests him one time. No, it happens it happens, like, a lot. Like, I feel like they have a montage or something of them, like, doing it. Like, after the class leaves, she gets on him while he's sitting at his desk. And then they do, and the way how the public finds out that they've been doing it is that they're doing it in the auditorium when they're having an assembly, and the curtain opens, and they're naked, and they're doing it. And all the boys are standing up applauding on him, and, you know, I'm sure to some people that would be funny. To me, that is one of the most gruesome things I've ever seen in a movie that is advertised as a comedy. Okay? And so here's what happens. They have a court case here, and she gets pregnant. And obviously they're not going to give her the kid. Because, you know, considering that he's a minor, they're not going to give the child to this woman who technically is responsible for this. So they give the kid to him. So he raises the kid. First of all, I don't buy for 1 second that a 13-year-old could raise a child. Okay? I am 19 and even I couldn't raise a child. Okay? No. Like, I'm supposed to buy that? Like, okay. So, he grows up, and because this is, and believe me, this is a big story. Like the media goes crazy for this story, and apparently Adam Sandler gets a lot of money for this because he boned his teacher, and he doesn't pay taxes in years because he gets so much money from like doing interviews, and he's like a big celebrity and a star just because he got molested by his teacher, and So he grows up into this pathetic lowlife. I have no sympathy for this character at all. And he is going to lose his house. He's going to lose everything because he doesn't have enough money. So I forget how it comes up, but then he finds out that his son, his son moved away, like when he turned 18, because later his son says that he was being a bad father. Gee, not surprising at all. That's not surprising. And he leaves to go, like, I haven't seen this movie in a while. I think he gets, like, adopted into this rich family. He lives with a wealthy family, so he's got a lot of money. So Sandler sees this in the paper, and he says, hey, that's my boy! Title. That's my boy, and he's got a lot of money. Maybe if I find out where he lives, I can get some money from him, and I'll be able to pay off my debts, and shit. Okay, first of all, this guy is a dick. A dick. First of all, not only... Okay, let me tell you why he's a dick. Number one, he gives his kid diabetes. And Andy Samberg has diabetes in this because he fed him a lot of sugar when he was a kid. Okay. And the second thing is, he only wants to reconnect with him because he wants money from him. Screw you, asshole! What an asshole! I'm supposed to have sympathy for you? You jackass! And, you know, Okay. You know, Adam Sandler, believe it or not, kids, used to be funny. Okay, Saturday Night Live, you know, in the 90s, the Hanukkah song, freaking hilarious. Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer, like, those movies, like, I will admit, they're stupid movies. Okay, they are stupid movies, but they're enjoyable. I laugh at them. They are funny. They have funny moments. And he plays a good character in that. I have no sympathy for him in this. No sympathy. I just want to deck him. I want to deck him. And I also want to deck him for bringing Andy Samberg down with him in this. Because Andy Samberg, I know a lot of people are mixed with him. You either like him or you don't like him. I like Andy Samberg. I thought he was funny on SNL. He was funny with The Lonely Island. He's not funny in this. And I feel so bad because he's so... Much like Eddie Murphy. He's a really good comic talent. And he's getting dragged with Adam Sandler in this piece of shit. Okay, so let me continue with this, because guess what? This is a 2.5 hour comedy, folks. A 2.5 hour... This movie felt like forever. It's a comedy, and it's 2.5 hours long. It was so long. And apparently Andy Samberg is getting married to this woman. And, yeah, he's getting married to her. That's about it. Not really a lot of character development there. But, yeah. And get this. As if this movie doesn't have enough references already, like this is a movie where ejaculation is funny. This is a movie where shit and piss on people is funny. This is a movie where, hey, let's get Vanilla Ice and Todd Bridges from Different Strokes, and we'll have a lot of cameos with them, and people will point and go, oh, it's Vanilla Ice, oh, he's going on this adventure with Adam Sandler, and people might think it's funny. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my God. You know, and, it's so bad. So bad, this movie. I felt like I got gypped. Like, I wanted to call on demand and get my money back. I was not only offended, this movie is so crude, it's mean-spirited. All the characters are so mean in this movie. Nobody resembles a human being in this movie. Nobody does. Because obviously, at the end of the movie, after being treated like shit his whole life, Andy Samberg reconciles with Adam Sandler. Like, I didn't see that one coming. After every shitty thing he did to him throughout his childhood, and even when he was there acting like a jackass, Andy Samberg forgives him. No, that does not happen. And, let's talk about something else. This is the moment where my jaw literally unhinged, okay? And you would think it'd be for the other stuff, but no, it was this, okay? We have the whole stopping the wedding cliche, which half romantic comedies do that. and they do this. They're gonna go and stop Andy